On a quadri, guys. It's. I'm usually the most positive guy on the planet about Manchester United. When it comes to Manchester United, I'm a huge fan. I'm backing this manager. I'm backing this team to do well. And you know what? Like the last run of games, they were giving me the confidence that we could probably make it through this game at home versus Fulham, a weakened Fulham. Sure, we were missing some of our key players, but we were all expecting some of these players like Rashford, like a Garnacho, a Bruno, other guys to step up and let themselves be accounted for while, giving a performance that the fans could be proud of. And what we got in return, guys, abysmal, disappointing, lackluster, lack of energy, no effort. It was thoroughly disappointing. I can't, as the most positive Manchester United fan, huge Ten Hag supporter, was one of those games where I don't know what to say, guys. Like it leaves me thinking like, what is really happening with our team? You know what I mean? And I'm frustrated because I want this manager to succeed. I want the team to do well, but there's so many problems. We can sit here and blame the manager for being stubborn. But then again, we want a manager to stick and stand on his style of play, which he's doing. And it may not be something that the fans are agreeable with. We sure have difference of opinions when it comes to some of the starting players, some of the players who are getting their chances, consistent minutes, the substitutions. And it's just one of those things where it's like it's becoming a problem. And I really don't know how to explain it because it's like, there's up and down in football. There's good performances and bad. Some players have are in a bad run of form, and it's affecting the performance of the team. At the end of the day, it's a team, and the team performance is something that you have to contribute to. Each and every individual must contribute to the team, and right now, it's one of those things where we're not seeing that. You know, players are disappearing in the middle of games, the ones that we expect to show up. Some of the players were our best players last season. The manager is depending on them and they're letting him down big time. Guys, it's a mad one, but take this time, smash those likes, get in the comments, let me know what you're thinking. It's Manchester United, it's Monday morning, and it's your boy MarkN UFC with the daily update morning views. Smash those likes and subscribe, hit the notification bells. Let's get right into this, guys. And big up to everyone. Big up to you, Stephanie Griffith. Good morning. I hope you're having a good day. Thank you for that. Always here. Biggest Manchester United supporter on the planet. I have to give that one to you, MVP. And you have been saying it all season. We're playing with 9 men if Bruno and Rashford start. We have no game control. 9 against 11. It's not sustainable. I understand. I totally agree with that. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV, coming in. Good morning, good morning. I know you are one that, you get up at all kind of hours in the morning, 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., just to watch Manchester United. I know you must be extremely frustrated, even more frustrated than I am. You know what I mean? And something needs to give, guys. Something needs to give. I refer to the statements made by Sir Jim Ratcliffe a few days ago when he said, it's been 11 seasons and none of the high profile managers we've had were successful. There has to be a problem. There has to be something wrong with the environment. You know what? And I tend to agree with him. And a lot of people are thinking when he said that he's going to sack Ten Hag. I don't really believe that, but maybe that's because I'm hoping he's given some time. But at the same time, when you look at the prospective performances that we've been getting, we can't always, Bruno is having a bad season. But last season he was one of our best players. The season before, he was one of our best players. You know what I mean? So it's like when you look at it, can we really just blame Bruno for having a poor season? You know what I mean? Other players need to step up. Marcus Rashford was having a decent run, okay-ish in the last 5 games. He shifts into the striker and he just goes missing. I don't know what to say about it, guys. Omari Forson came in on the left instead of an Ahmad coming in on the right. And it's one of those things where maybe he was trying to keep Garnacho in that position where he was playing all along, and let him, fully develop off the right. And I didn't really like it, to be fair. Like, Garnacho off the right was good. I feel like Rashford should have been kept on the left. Maybe he should have just brought in a false nine. We are lacking a lot in terms of depth in this squad. You know what I mean? Casemiro, you can see it, guys. Everyone could say what they want. Everyone is saying Casemiro is finished. He's lost it. But look what happens to our midfield when he exits the pitch. We lose control. You know what I mean? Casemiro being on the field is huge for Manchester United. And we can say he's 31, but at 31, when he's on the pitch, our midfield has more stability. You know what I mean? Bruno, come on, man. I'm a huge fan, but you're disappointing greatly, bro. You can't be having these howlers week in, week out. You can't. You need to reset, my bro. You need to reset. You know what I mean? Players need to look at themselves in the mirror right now and think of what do they want to do. Are they prepared to leave Manchester United in the summer? The way they're playing, I can certainly see that some of them have said to themselves, maybe we should just leave in the summer. You know what I mean? When I look at Liverpool playing yesterday in the cup against Chelsea, having 7 youngsters from the under 20 team play, and they don't look that much different. Sure, they're not as clinical as they normally are, but they kept it sound. I can only attribute that to having a manager, a style of play, and a system that has been there for almost 9 seasons. You know what? Those kids were raised by Klopp. They should be called Klopp's kids. And it's true because they spent their lives training, learning, and becoming that system, being ready to move on into the first team. Eric Ten Hag has changed the academy. He has set his style of play down to straight down from the under 20s to the under 18s to the under 15s. And this has all happened in his first season. Now, are they going to be ready and able to compete and contribute at the same level of the Liverpool under 20s? I'm not too sure. Are they as talented? That I will say. They are certainly as talented as the Liverpool under 20 academy. But, these guys know a system. They've been playing it for more than 2 seasons as an academy. And it shows their performance, what they do, knowing the basics, knowing what the plan B is as well. You can see it. I would like to see that at Manchester United. How are we gonna get to this level where our drop off from the starters when we're missing key players isn't as bad? Guys, get in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. Because for me, right now, I don't know what to think. All I could say is that I think we need some time. The manager needs time. This squad needs time. It also needs some addition and some removals. Key, we need to let some players go in the summer. You know what I mean? This cannot continue. I just look at the squad and I say, look, adversity comes and we break down. Is this Ten Hag's fault? I can't attribute it to him because we've been seeing it under Ollie. We've been seeing it under Ragnick. We've seen it under Jose. How is it the manager? Do we really think a Nagelsmann or Zidane is going to come in and this is all suddenly going to just change because these guys are these guys? I don't think so. I think this only changes if we get rid of some of the players. And it might be some team favorites, some fan favorites, poster boys. But at the end of the day, evolution is necessary and change is upon us, guys. Are we going to be humble, accept that this is where we are, even though we are Manchester United? And I'm not saying lower your standards. I'm saying look at where we are right now at this moment. We are not that team. We are not the team that we used to be. We were a team that never say die. Never say die, guys. You know what I mean? No matter what, Manchester United is going down to the wire, to the last whistle, giving their utmost. But I don't see this from this squad. Sure, I saw some decent performances from some players who came in. Lindelof was okay. Now he's possibly injured. We have to look into that. I'm going to bring more information on that later on. You know what I mean? At the same time, it wasn't all that bad. Onana's performances have improved in the last 5 games. He conceded 2 goals yesterday. That's the most he's conceded in the last 5 games. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's tough when you look at it from the perspective of a fan. It's tough when you look at it from the perspective that you're positive about the manager or you're negative about the manager. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you're a Manchester United fan. So whether you want the manager out or you want the manager in, at the end of the day, you're still going to have the same view. Manchester United needs to do better. We need to fix whatever problem is happening right now with this squad. You know what I mean? And I think it supersedes the manager. Big up to you, GB. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day, my bro. What's going on? How are you doing? How are you feeling, my bro? Kenny Fan TV is coming in. The Liverpool kids showed pride and passion. Fair play to Cop. He's also saying, can we play under 18s against Forest? I'm sure they will perform better than the current squad. I might agree with that statement. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, it's all suppositions at the same time. Like I'm pretty sure they would. I've looked at their performances all season. I've watched all their games. They're undefeated in the league. They're playing very well. They're always composed in situations and they know what to do. You know what I mean? But it's like, can we really start them? Yeah. We've seen that in the Liverpool game where we played at Anfield. We had 7 players under the age of 21 playing in that game. So it's not a thing where the manager is not trying to use the youth. It's not a thing where the manager is not trying to move on to the youth players. He's certainly trying to bring those players in and incorporate them into the team. Now, he might not be choosing the ones that we think are first choice. Maybe he's seen something in training that says this player deserves a start over that player, or this player is doing what I want him to do, so I'm going to start him instead. Guys, what can we say? Stephanie Griffith is coming in. If Ten Hag moves on and he was able to take 2 players with him, it certainly wouldn't be Bruno and Rashford. So now is the time to drop them, especially with Sir Jim Ratcliffe backing him. Nothing to lose, 100%. The only thing I would say with that, Stephanie, is that I still think Bruno can do better because he has the footballing intelligence. Portugal also plays a very similar style. You know what I mean? And he is very integral to the Portugal setup. And while I might say, well, I'm not too opposed if Bruno is moved on this season, I will still say, I think he can still offer more and he's just having a poor season. I wasn't attributing Rashford's poor start to maybe some situations happening with him, but I need to see more from this club, need to see more from these players. And it's one of those things where, as fans, they are not showing enough. The manager is being hung out to dry by some of these players because if you look at it, in another way, we could have done a lot better in that game. You know what I mean? I felt like the attack was just not working. I feel like, we need to expect some more effort from players, especially even when they're playing out of position in another position. Rashford at center forward is not his best role, but I still wanted more from him. I still hope that he would play better. I still hope that he would try to deliver, try to give that extra, to see if something he could create a chance. But I wasn't seeing it. I don't know, Stephanie. I'm starting to think the captaincy is a problem, but I'm not sure if that's what affecting Bruno. Like, Bruno has a groin injury. I don't know if anyone knows, but he was playing yesterday with a groin injury, right? And maybe he needs to sit on the bench for a few games. The only problem with sitting Bruno on the bench is that our creative levels drop from here to here when Bruno is not playing. So maybe I think the best thing is that Bruno gets a benching for 1 or 2 games so he can get some rest and recuperate himself and come back energized and try to do something better. The captaincy, I don't know, maybe it's a gift or a curse with the Man United faithful in the last few seasons. Harry Maguire had it and he was abysmal. Now Bruno had it and he's not so great. I don't know what it is, Steph. I don't know. But what I can say is that, something needs to give right now in this squad. And I don't think it's the manager. I certainly think it's the players. I think the players need to come to some form of, mental constitution or decision that, yay, we got to fight and we got to fight to the last minute. We got to do it for ourselves. We got to do it for the fans, regardless of the manager. I feel like players make these excuses that they don't like this from the manager, they don't like that from the manager, but at the end of the day, when they step out on that pitch in front of 72,000 Manchester United fans, what are their problems? They're playing for the fans. They're not playing for the manager. Of course, the managers give them directives, but the energy, the support, the cheers, the songs, the faithful, that's who you play for on a match day. And I'm not seeing it. So my only thinking is maybe our squad needs to be cut up really surgically, like get in deep and get the root cause of the problems. You know what I mean? And sure, Marcus Rashford is a huge player for us. Bruno Fernandes is a big player for us. But you know what? I'm not mad if they go in the summer because I want a team that's going to fight for everyone. I don't want anyone to feel like, this guy could do whatever he wants, but he's still going to start tomorrow. That's what I want to change in the squad. You know what I mean? Our squad is depleted, as Kenny Fan TV is saying. I'm only looking forward to the summer window. 100%, bro. Like, Stephanie Griffith is coming in. Agree. Bruno and Rashford should only impact subs. Should be impact subs, but the squad too thin with injuries, so they get on starting sheet every game. Look, we don't have a striker right now. Imagine that Manchester United doesn't have a striker available. I mean, unless you're gonna say the youth. Let's play a youngster. Joe Hugo or Charlie McNeil. Or bring up someone from the academy. Maybe we might need to do that. I don't think I want to see Rashford through the middle again. I think I'm done with that right now. And I'm praying Eric Ten Hag doesn't do it on Wednesday. I'm hoping to see Wednesday a changed squad, maybe a lot of youngsters in the squad. Let's focus on the league. I know some people might want to win the FA Cup, but you know what? We need to focus on Sunday when we play Man City. It's going to be a big game, and you want the best players fit and available and ready for that game on Sunday. Hopefully, Hoyland makes a miraculous return, even if he comes on as a substitute. But let's see what's happening, guys. Let's see how it works. Because you know what? We need to fight. Yeah, Hugo is on loan, but I think Charlie McNeil is back, Kenny. So, maybe we could see him come into the squad. We had a young central defensive midfielder in Collier on the bench. I would like to see him given a chance against Nottingham Forest. I think he's capable, and with Casemiro possibly injured, possibly concussed, he's not going to be able to play this game midweek. He's probably going to be kept back and rested for Sunday's game against Man City. Guys, it's a tough one. It's hard right now to be a Manchester United fan because, the performances are so up and down. It does your head in. And what can we say? We're a squad that's not that deep. We're a squad that's not that strong. You know what I mean? Look at the drop off. We don't have a current left back. Our centre back who was filling in at left back is possibly injured in Lindelof. You know what I mean? We're so threadbare right now that the manager could only do what he can. It's hard to say it. Like, I agree. I think he should do better, Steph. I think he should definitely be doing better. But right now, do better how? do what is there on the bench that's going to come up and do and definitely take us ahead or step or advance more, you know? Ahmad came on yesterday, didn't really play well. Hopefully in the next game he gets his opportunity, we see a better performance. Anthony came on for 30 seconds. I don't know, guys. I don't know. United always seems to be one defeat away from disaster. The next two games worry me. 100%. Facing Man City is a stress. We needed to win today to keep the momentum, to keep the vibe, to keep that energy in the squad. But at the end of the day, the Manchester United, the Man City derby on Sunday is a derby at the end of the day. So I'm expecting the players' levels to rise to meet that occasion. Last season, we won 3-1 against City, but we also lost 6-3 in the other fixture. Can we take this fixture away from City again this season? Can we take it? Can we take one win again and prevent them doing the league double this season like we did last season? If we can do that, it's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. You have to say it. We're underperforming at the moment. We're lacking our striker. We're lacking our key central defensive defender. We're lacking our key left back. It's tough right now. And we don't even have the backup for those players available. It's the backup's backup that has to come in right now. That's how thin our squad is right now, guys. 3-1, bro. It was 3-1, not 2-1, my bro. It was 3-1, bro. I can check it up and double check it. Two one. Oh. Yo, Kenny, we need you in left back, bro. Get your gears, hop on a flight, get to London, bro. We need you at left back. You know, maybe we do a double. Maybe we win. Maybe we win against Nottingham Forest midweek. Maybe we get a result against City on the weekend. But you know what, guys? The most important thing is the last 10 games. The last 10 games. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would say the same thing. Bournemouth were unlucky, but they have a better team ethic. Their players fight hard because you know what? They don't have much stars. They're trying to be stars. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of our players get overhyped and then they think that they can do whatever. You know what I mean? I feel like the performances need to get better from our squad generally. We need to bring in some players in the summer and we need to promote some youth. You know, I'm disappointed that we never brought Alvaro Fernandez back into the squad, but it's one of those weird things where, Malacia was back on grass. No one is expecting him to re-agitate the injury and relapse and have to go back on a lengthier off. You know what I mean? Luke Shaw came back after missing most of the season this season. We were hoping for him to be fit. He's injured again. It's a lot of things where in hindsight you could say the decisions were poor, but at the same time, you're not expecting these things sometimes. The medical staff really needs to be looked at with a microscope, guys, because their performance over the last few years have been abysmal. Too many players have been injured too much. Too many players have been wrongly diagnosed and badly treated for the injuries that they've been having and leaving the squad threadbare at the moment. Guys, it's been a tough one. Really, really, really tough one. And I don't know how to remain positive, but I'm not a guy that has I can't be negative because I don't see the profit or the probability in being negative being a positive thing. You know what I mean? I feel like if I was to be negative about this squad, about this manager, about the performance, it doesn't change anything. And at the end of the day, I feel like the fans and the club, we all need to unite. because at the end of the day, we all want to go in a direction where Man United is winning things and competing at the best for everything once again. And to be negative is like, what does that do? Like, Eric Ten Hag is in his second season. His first season, last season, he finished third, played in 2 cup finals. The first manager in 6 years to bring a cup to Old Trafford. 6 years, guys. 6. You know what I mean? And we're already ready to sack this guy 6 months into his second season. 6 months. The season hasn't even finished. We haven't seen if we made a miraculous 9-game on winning streak to finish the season and end up in top 4. We haven't even seen that. I mean, sure, the style of play can be questionable. Sure, there's not a clear style of play. But look at how many key players we've had out for the majority of the season. It changes things. Do you really think some of the players could come on and do what some of the starters that they're replacing do? I don't see Lindelof coming on and playing line-breaking passes, twisting on the ball with his left foot like Lisandro Martinez. I can't even see Varane doing that. You know what I mean? So it's weird. I don't see anyone coming in and giving us the same performance as Rasmus Højlund up front. And it's hard to say, but we don't have another player or a striker that could do that. So there must be a drop off. There must be a change in the way we play. How can you play the same when you don't have a striker to do the same thing that your starting striker does? I don't know. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? If we take Bruno out, we could put Ahmad in the 10. We're not sure how it's going to work. It might be something different that we should try. True, 100%. Agree with that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, is there really someone we could put in a 10 that's going to give a better performance than Bruno? I don't think that's factual. I think it's up for debate, and maybe someone could, but it's not guaranteed. Right now, the squad needs rebuilding. Rebuilding, guys. So I think the best thing is that we can just, try to support this team and this manager to finish as high as we can, and let's see how it changes in the summer. I'm not too sure when Mount is coming back, but it was said by the manager in his last press conference that he's weeks away. And when he said weeks away, more like at the end of March, beginning of April, guys. Malacia should be back in training coming this week, but it's not 100% sure. And even if he's back in training, he won't be available to start games maybe for another week or 2. So I won't expect to see Malacia until maybe the second game or the third game in March. And I definitely won't be expecting to see Mason Mount anytime before the last week of April. And that's the story of Manchester United, guys. We've been riddled with injuries this season, and the drop-off for the players replacing those key players has been humongous. How is Eric Ten Hag to fix this when some of these players in my opinion, aren't capable of replicating even in 50% the same way that the player that they're replacing does? How? Guys, this is just my views. These are just my thoughts. I'm still disappointed this morning as any other Manchester United fan. I look forward to Manchester United playing all week, guys. All week. You know what I mean? I don't even enjoy watching movies as much as I enjoy watching Manchester United play. That's how much I love this team. And it's really disappointing when we don't give a good performance. So playing Rashford in the middle is the way forward. Why jinx the left and right wing? Mount is not match fit. Ten Hag can fix it, but as you're saying, are they willing? I don't know, boy Mick. But I wanted to ask you some questions this morning because I was watching your video earlier, and I can't help but agree with you on a lot of the things you were saying. Like, I mean, I do agree Ten Hag is stubborn, but at the same time, I feel like maybe he should be a little bit with his style of play, but how does he change it? You know what I mean? I don't like Rashford going through the middle at all. You know, I prefer him off the left, but at the same time, you know, who do we have that we can bring on the left side that really is going to dominate? I like how Garnacho has played in the last few weeks up front on the right hand side. So it's weird for me just to say let's just switch him back to the left. You know what I mean? Anthony hasn't performed well, you know, and you guys know I've been backing Anthony to come back and do well. But still, I don't think he deserves to start right now. You know, let's see. Big up to Razwan Maroof coming in. Season is a write-off. Best is of course fifth, but it all depends on what happens in the summer. Huge clear out, open heart surgery. 100%, man. Like this is what we should be focused on right now, more than the manager, at least in my opinion. FFP as well can't even get top players in the summer. I mean, that's relative, Sachiv, in the sense that I feel like there are lots of top players, top quality players that might not be the stars this season in their team, but with the right, you know, coaching and the right philosophy and system, they can be similar stars. So I would say, in one perspective, maybe we don't need to get the most talked about sensations right now this summer. Maybe we should be looking at players who are giving a similar performance level but are not being as talked about. You know, therefore we get them for a lower wage, and is a higher probability of them, you know, increasing their value than we paying for a player at 80 million, 90 million, and then, you know, 6 months down the road, their levels are dropping. You know what I mean? The attack isn't the problem. The midfield and the defense are. Mentality is the biggest weakness in the team. 100%, Maroof. 100%, man. Like, I've been thinking about, you know, this for the whole, watching that game, and I feel like our midfield needs some bite. With some of the players in midfield, I feel like they're afraid to make some tackles. I've seen in the game, Ericsson, before Maguire started chasing Adama Traore, Ericsson was standing right next to Adama. How hard would it have been just to snatch him and foul him? Take a yellow card, stop the progression. You know, I've seen it with Rashford early on this season in the midfield, and in both occasions, it led to a goal. You know, we can sit here and laugh at Maguire, but at the same time, Maguire, I mean, we know, bro, he was never going to catch Adama for pace. The Fulham winner, I think it was assisted by Adama Traore, GB. Big up, Mick. Oh, yes, yes, yes. I forgot. You have visitors right now. Oh, you're not feeling well. I hope you get better, bro. Hope you feel better. FA Cup played under 21 and mix it up. Nottingham Forest midfield is weak at the moment, so let's see. That I can agree with, guys. You know, like I was saying before, Mick, you said that. I said, you know, that young player Collymore, maybe he should start midweek because, you know, we don't have Casemiro, and I've seen him play with Kobe, so I know Kobe Mainu is familiar with young Collymore. So maybe let's see what he does. Hopefully he mixes up. GB, I know you've been banging on the Adama Traore drum for some weeks, bro. And you know what? He's proved you right, bro. He's came in and he's contributed for Fulham against us in the game where we needed to win. It was a tough one, my guy. It was tough to see. You know, I didn't really want to talk about him too much. But thank you for coming in and reminding me, my bro, that you've been banging the drum. Bassett goal, Rashford turned his back. 100% Mick. If Rashford stepped into the ball rather than turning away from it, that would have been deflected. We would not have gone 1-0 down. You know, somehow, like, I feel like some players just, they can't be asked, Mick. You know what I mean? If it was me, I was putting any part of my body I could in front of that ball. I was jumping towards the ball, not away from the ball, because at the end of the day, that goal we should not concede at home. I mean, the ball hits you and it hurts sometimes, but you have to take it. It's part of the game. It would have been better if you had taken a ball and, you know, we hadn't conceded in that moment. I feel that lets the team down. You know what I mean? It lets the team down. And it's not just him, like, I mean, some of the players, they need to have a little bit more grit, and they need to take yellow cards sometimes. Sometimes you have to take one for the team. That's where that saying came from. Take one for the team. And I feel like we need to start getting in this ethos where players, you know, we need to stop the attack sometimes, like other teams do. You've seen it at Man City. Look at what Rodri does. Any team starts an attack and Man City is getting back, the first thing one of the players do is they make a foul. It happens with Liverpool as well. Look at Watari Endo. Look at McAllister. You know what I mean? All top teams have one or two players in their squad that take that team yellow card just to stop an attack, to give them a chance to reset. Rizwan is coming back in and he's saying, what I'm struggling to understand is there were games last season where United dominated attack after attack against Spurs, for example. Why hasn't ETH reverted back to that style? Well, Rizwan, you know what I'm saying, my bro? Like, I'm not too sure why he hasn't returned to that style of last season, but maybe he's trying to change and play this formation until it works. Now, at the end of the day, in his defense, it's working with the under 21s, the under 18s, and the under 15s right now. And you can see that with the position in the league and the way they have won games this season consecutively. So, in a way, I'm saying I feel like maybe it's a problem with with some of the players. I'm not saying they aren't great players in their own right. I'm not saying some of them aren't elite, but I'm saying that, maybe some of these players, even though they're talented and they're very good, and we have known them to be, first teamers for years, right? Maybe they're just not good enough to fit Eric's new system. You know what I mean? Maybe we need to get some new players to work in this system. It's not so bad if some of these players are moved on, guys, in my opinion. The work starts in the summer. Players earning over 150K per week will be on the out list. I said it. So, Mick, we both know you got the inside scoop. I always agree with you with these things. I'm loving to see. I'm praying for this. I've been praying for this since 21-22 season, guys. Get rid of some of these players, not because they are bad. And, it's just because we want to create an ethos where you have to fight for the badge, fight for your starting position week in, week out. No starter should be nailed on unless it's really like the goalkeeper and the striker, maybe. You know what I mean? Or maybe two defenders, the two center backs and the goalkeeper, and one midfielder who's the captain or whichever. Other than that, the rest of players in the squad, they should be fighting for that starting role every week in, week out. Yeah, Mick, this is what I'm saying. If it's working with under 21, maybe we should look into that. It's weird, Mick. It's so weird because it really is working. The under 21s are undefeated this season. You know what I mean? And they're playing the Ten Hag way. Out from the back, very composed. They recycle the ball, recycle the ball. They create loads of chances. Like this season, Manchester United under 18s have created the most chances in the Champions League, Youth League group stages of any team or two teams combined. So it's like, it's weird. It's very weird. You know what I mean? It's really, really weird to see that it's not working with a lot of the first teamers. And these are players we all look at and say they're hugely talented. They have all the right mechanics, but they're just not delivering. So maybe the work really starts in the summer, like Mick is saying. And big up to Mick. Thank you for coming in and dropping in those comments, man. Big up to you, Razwan, for coming in. It's a good shout from Mick. And, it's a good shout that, maybe we just need to get to the summer. Maybe we get fifth. But what I can tell you is definitely it's a possibility that we can get fourth. It all deals with if the players get in the right frame of mentality for the last 10 games. We have 12 games left. 12. Right? 12. By all mathematical reason, If we can add 30 points to what we have, we're in top 4, which means we have 2 games. We can draw or we can lose. It's down to these players right now and their will to drive us home. The manager could do what he wants, but if these players don't buy in and work hard and deliver, it's not going to happen. GB, this is not a bad shout. I do actually think Palestri has the ability. It's just I don't know. You know what I mean? Like I'm not mine. Everyone knows I'm a Bruno fan, but I'm not opposed to him being sold. I'm just saying if we're gonna sell Bruno, we need to sell Rashford, Luke Shaw as well, and Scott McTominay. Yeah, GB, and this is the problem. This is the problem. How can we blame a manager for the fact that some of these players don't have the mental capacity or the courage to fight? This should be ingrained in them. You know what I mean? Like which footballer does not want to brag about being the best in his position? Which footballer doesn't want to brag about scoring goals? Sometimes it seems like we have some players that they don't even care. You know what I mean? And it's weird to me. It's weird, and it's getting really disappointing. And I'm hoping that there's a change, not only in the squad starting lineup going forward from that game this weekend, but I hope to see more youngsters get their chances in the last 10 games. Maybe this might be the revelation. Maybe if we give some youngsters some chance, we might offer ourselves some opportunity for some miracles to happen, or to see or find some new gems in some new positions. So that way in the summer, we can clear out some seniors and bring in some other players to bolster the squad. Yeah, GB. I mean, I will always say it. This guy is our talisman. When he has a good game, our entire attack has a good game. And when he has a bad game, we're abysmal. Now, it's one of those things where we need everyone to team up. And sometimes these guys, I feel like sometimes their own personal ideologies or or problems or their wants supersede the needs of our team. Because I would never, like, even if I didn't like Rashford at center forward, yesterday I was expecting him to at least be a threat. I never saw it. So how can I go now blame Bruno for everything yesterday when Rashford playing at striker was not even a threat for 90 minutes plus? It's insane. You know what I mean? It's like playing with 10 men. And then if Bruno's having a bad game, it's like playing with 9 men. We're under it, guys. And it's tough. And I know a lot of people are like, yo, Ten Hag out. We need a style of play. But sometimes a style of play, it only works when you have players that fit the system. And you can have a style of play, but sometimes it could go really bad if the players are not doing the right things. And you would probably seem like you don't even have a style of play because some players aren't doing what they're expected to do. And as a manager, you can't always just bench a player, take off a player, take off a player here, take off. Because at the end of the day, there's no consistency, there's no continuity. And in order to establish routines and a style of play, you need consistency. You need consistent players to start. You also need the players who are coming in as substitutes to actually also be in the mindset where they need to do similar things. And right now, I don't think we have a squad that's built for that. So it's sad to say, right now, maybe we should just bring in some more youth and see how they progress come what may. Let's fix this squad in the summer, guys. And I'm usually really positive, guys, but this weekend I'm just so disappointed in the performance that it's one of those things where I would like to blame Ten Hag, but I saw him change it twice in the game. Like when he made his first change and Bruno went out to the right, we were playing like a two striker 4-4-2 for like 20 minutes in the game. And it didn't really change. Some of the players who came on, Christian Eriksen, he gave away the ball in his for the first 4 passes he made, they all were passed directly to an opposing player, losing possession. It's so weird, guys. You expect Christian Eriksen to be one of the most, the best passers in the team, the most accurate passer on the team. He didn't have a good game yesterday. I'm not blaming him, but he really did not have a good game yesterday. It was tough to watch. You know what I mean? Yali Malmin, big up my bro. Welcome to the channel, buddy. Hope you're having a good morning, good day. This weekend, we're going to kick City between the legs and ruin Pep chances to win the league. Yali, thank you for that. I feel like you just injected some positivity right back into my veins. And I'm going to be shameless and agree with you on this comment. Big up to you, my bro. Big up to you, my bro. And you know what? Derby games are funny games, guys. Rivalry games are funny games because sometimes you could be on a run and the team that you're rival with, they come up against you and they beat you. So you never know. It's one of those games where form goes out the window. And Yali, thank you. I really got into a really, negative vibe in the moment. And I'm usually super positive, but like it's really hard to be right now because the team is not performing well. Wait time, now bossy. Bernie, what's up, my bro? How you doing, bro? Big up to you. Thank you for coming in. Welcome to the channel. I'm not too sure you need to explain this for me, my bro. You know what I mean? It's one of those things, man. Like we could sit here and complain about a lot of things and I just feel like it's not a perfect world right now. It's the reality of a team that is broken by injuries, and yeah, like the routines aren't going to be there. Like there's not enough players in the squad that are similar profile, especially when you look at our center backs. You know what I mean? Not all of them are similar profile. Like we only have one left-footed center back. So obviously there's going to be a huge drop off if he's out injured. You know what I mean? If you look at our both right center backs, they're two different ones, guys. Big up to you, Bernie. Big up to you. And tomorrow, guys, I'm having a show. And if you guys are here or later on tonight, I'm having a show. It's a call-in. You guys could call in and give your opinions. It's going to be with me and Drex talking about this game. And, hopefully I'll get Kenny Fan TV to jump in. Guys, it's going to be around 11 p.m. UK time tonight or 12 p.m. UK time. So if you have the time, jump in. You know what I mean? Come have your say. Let us know what you're thinking and what you think we should be done at Manchester United so that we can change this effectively in a positive way. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining me, including you, Bernie. Big up to you. Big up to Kenny Fan TV. Big up to you, Yali Malmin. Big up to you, GB. Hope you have a great day, my bro. Big up to Razwan. First time seeing you here. Hope to see you again sometime. Big up to you, Mick Ruby. And certainly not least, big up to Stephanie Griffith, always coming in, showing her support. Hope you guys have a great day. I was just talking about, the results of the game and, what I think about it. I don't think it's all Erik ten Hag's fault. At the end of the day, I feel like the players equally need to give a performance of themselves and, to be counted for, because the manager, he can give them all the instructions he wants to. If they carry it out well and they don't execute it well, it's not going to be a good performance at the end of the day. So, a bad performance by the squad this weekend. Hopefully they can lift themselves midweek to win against Nottingham Forest. Hopefully we could see some young debutants and a change in the squad, and a positive change at that. Guys, we look forward to Nottingham in the Cup and Man City on the weekend. Big up to all of you joining me. It's been your boy MarkN MUFCFAN with the daily update, morning views, Manchester United news. Catch you all later.